Before the video, I have a quick announcement. We have a Patreon now. Patreon.com/allintogether. There will be sideboard guides and strategy write-ups, my thoughts about the formats. As I prep for events, I'll be writing notes up there and just saying, hey, these are decks I'm working on. It's just optional support. It's a great way to give back, and it helps me out a lot. And as well, there's a cool Talishar card back that we have that you can use if you'd like to. It's the art here done by Dead Mint, and these will also be available as Frostbite tokens coming soon. Thank you, and enjoy the video. Good morning, gamers. This is Rob with All Together. I'm bringing you probably the last video in our Road to Road International series. I wanted to run back one final one on Valda because there is the new Pleiades deck in town. I think this is a very powerful fatigue deck. We've seen it was Damien and Thomas have a crazy run at calling Columbus with this deck. I think it's really cool to see what they've done. There's a lot of really cool tools and like kind of playlines in the deck. I want to give a chance that Valda, kind of how she fares up in this matchup. I know a lot of people have been asking me my thoughts on this matchup, so I wanted to kind of run a couple games, and now that I've played a couple games, I can kind of talk about my experience, my thoughts on the matchup, and maybe if we want to change a couple cards in the deck. Because I'll give you a spoiler warning, we do end up winning this one. Very close. We have 2 attacks left in the deck, and we have like 1 source of dominate left. But I don't know if we survive to get there. So it's a close one, but it's a fun one. I would consider playing maybe another Pulverize or maybe a Remembrance, maybe both. But this is Valda is a deck that really has a lot of high deck value per card, even though she doesn't really have like the big weapon like Pleiades or like the other Guardians typically want to use, because it doesn't line up with her core kit of getting surges, using surges, getting surges, using surges. We don't have a hammer for that yet. And so I think it makes more sense for us to just try to get dominate and force together these huge turns that leak damage. So we'll go ahead and get started on this one. We want to play first, but if we can't, oh well. And I think they end up going first in this matchup, so let's see how this goes. But I'm playing 65 cards. I've played 71 in this matchup before, and that felt a little too much. So let's see. Immediately since they're going first, I know I want to keep my Macho Grande and my Spinal. So if they're just going to Swing Hammer, we'll block with Terrain and Thunderquake. Equipment looks usual. Nothing looks surprising here. Yeah, instability here to get some surges because we can guarantee dominate next turn and hope. They probably just are some of their best card. So like we are losing some deck value by playing that out, but I think that's pretty reasonable to just toss that here and hope we draw something we want to dominate next turn. I think this is. You rewind this like a couple times. I don't know what happens, but they were just maybe they wanted to play their Arsenal and they were just debating, but Spinal is never a great attack, I think, in the Guardian Mirror, because Go again really doesn't matter. But this is a 9 value for 1 card, so that's cool. They full block, which is fine, and then we get to dominate a put them in their place. I think it makes sense to block with Cranial and save our Sink Below for a turn we want it. They're very good at vomiting their hand out even through Dominate because of things like Boots to the Board or Arcanite Skullcap. Not Arcanite, they have like their own dig in, but like he has the, yep, that's fine. And then he'll do his 1-card Swing Sledge back. Oh, I guess not. Okay. We were going to pitch stack some reds here, and then just send back 8s. Got one CNC out. We want to be a little careful with our D-Reacts. This is a really bad hand. Okay. He's going to go... I think he goes double hungry here. Yeah. We're going to have a lot of red second cycle. We want to be careful with how we pitch here because we don't want to get ourselves caught up in a really awkward spot. Renounce is really funny in this matchup because when they block with smash ups, it often just pumps your Renounce. The on hit doesn't really matter too much, but it is often just a 2-card 8. Oh, no, we got the toughness. Never mind. All right. We know they have a turning point, so they may want to get lower life than us. Okay, he decides he wants to block this. Never mind. Okay. I know I have blue, red, blue. Yeah. And then this is another. Does it make sense to crown this? Because you can just kind of... It sucks to lose some armor, but I think I realized that I can just go... Yeah, because of the toughness, this makes this a lot easier. We can just give a card and some armor. And then send a Spinal, and then pitch a put them in their place at the end of the game. Yeah, another toughness for us. Winning a clash with a big 0, sick. And he's probably just Tunic Sledge. Nope. This is where I would like to be able to rouse. Kind of an awkward hand because we don't have that Surge. If we had the Surge, we could go for the Terrace Underplay here. He's gonna go there. Think below. And then we can try to... Okay. Basically just send Aftershock and then Arsenal with Terrace Under. They're just flowing. We are behind in life at this point, but we are setting up for a pretty good second cycle, I think. Want to see how much value we can get out of our gloves. Something I do want to practice with this deck is because I often like to Arsenal extenders. Cards like Terrace Under, cards like Rouse, cards like Pummel, D-Reacts. I don't find myself abusing the glove value as much as I could. Okay. If he wants to pass here, I'm pretty cool with that. We could just send a Natty Pulverize. Oh, he heaves a Pulverize. Then we'll send our Pulverize back. So this is a great time to punish him for this. Because they can block, but they often can't block. There's a lot of non-blocks or awkward blocks in their deck. I think this matchup is often about who resolves more Pulverizes. They have more Remembrances than us, and they have put in their place, or put on a pedestal. So they can recur theirs, but I feel like we have way better pressure than they do. He's got a Staunch, sure. It full covers this, but we take a lot of cards out of deck, and we have a terrible hand here. This hand sucks. We kind of just have to like swing hammer, and then just like brace for impact. This is a pretty unlucky turn on our part, but he probably just wants to get a Pulverize out of his hand. Arsenal, rather. Kind of sucks we have to block here. But we do. We're going to block with the Disable and put them in their place, I think. That ends up going. It sucks to lose like such a good value card out of our deck, but Pulverize is Pulverize. You just got to take the damage, and then we'll set up. We will go Leyline with the Eruption, and then we pray we dodge some Clash of Bravados for a little while. I would be surprised if you ever end the game with Leyline out because of all the Clash of Bravados, but we do clash pretty well, and as long as they can't line up to put them in their place, we are pretty cozy. Or put up on a pedestal with it. Yeah, I think I want to try to just fix this hand a little bit with a Providence. Just any red here is just like so much better. No, unlucky. But we can go Terrace Under on the Thunderquake, I think, here. The Arsenal or Eruption. He's pretty good about Pleiades in general. Rather, she's really good at covering these kind of Terrace Under plays, or just like not really caring. But we do get it, which is sick. Maybe their hand wish wasn't great, and like it's not too bad to eat the Terrace Under here. We've got 3 Surges. We'll Arsenal that. Cool. And this looks like very normal. We hide the pummel pretty well here. And we kind of have him in a fork, where if he overblocks this, we can just Eruption and pass. I think this is an important thing to consider with this deck. Okay, so he's going to try to Clash, and we can't. Doesn't kill us, which is great. Doesn't pop our Leyline. If you put yourself opponent in forks like this, these fatigue decks often can get kind of worked. Is if you watch Calling Columbus in the top 8, Majin Bay does a really good job of putting Damien in some really awkward spots. What do we got? We probably block with Batter, send Boulder Drop, make it look like a pummel, and then we just keep a Pulverize. But basically, by forking people, is you just kind of abuse whatever the fatigue deck decides to do or not to do. And if you look back a couple turns ago, we were super behind on life, we were behind on cards, and now we're really catching up with full tempo. Likely his best play is Swing Hammer here, which is solid. Sure, he's gonna go Tunic Hammer. Go block with Batter, take 3. It's actually a little bit better for us to be a little bit lower in life total than them for most of the game if we can. Just because it lets us turn off a lot of their comeback effects. If you just kind of stay low, and then pivot, you can really turn off a lot of what they want to do. Turns off things like Skull Cap. Sure, so he's going to kind of try to dodge my pummel here with Dig In and Gauntlets. And I say, not a problem. It kind of sucks he gets all the toughness here. For Pulverize, but is what it is. This hand's kind of nuts. We're just going to block with Shield, and then we're going to go Terrace Under on a Pulverize, and then Arsenal Arouse, because we should have like effectively full tempo from here. We don't always get to use our Shield, but this is such a good turn to use Shield. Keep our Surge, and then we come in for 15 Dominate. On hit, discard 2. This is a great time to block with Boots on the board on their part, and just try to like keep value in the deck. He has so much toughness here too, so he'll probably block with a card from deck, or like an action card and get the value. Deciding what to do. Sure, blocks 6, taking 9. 2. Oh, never mind. I'm just trying something else. We're going to Remembrance again. What's he grabbing? 3 CNCs. I don't think CNC is amazing enough, but okay, he wants to test Iron Grip. That's fine. This is the toughness, but it loses. This never mind. Okay, we're trying this for a 3rd time. Please don't undo when you do Test of Iron Grip. Anyway, we'll Arsenal the Rouse here, and we'll look for... just exactly what we wanted. We wanted a hand that did not use Rouse. That's okay, though. We have 2 Surges. So we're able to... Yeah, this is fine. And let's make it look like it's pummel. Already wants to block still. We can't Rouse, so we can't clear our Arsenal out. And we couldn't pummel this. It will Oasis, gain a life. And full cover, sure. We're keeping our surges around. We're just trying to find a hand where we can rouse. This hand rouses. Let's go. Gonna go 1-card sledge. We can go block with the aftershock and then go rouse into polter drop. And hopefully we don't get test of iron gripped. That would suck. We're getting close to that pitch deck now. I think these are our machos that we started the game with. Actually, this is our pitch deck. Keeping track of what gas is left in the deck. We got a batter. We got one pulverizer, one put them in their place. But we've seen how effective these pulverizers are. We see just like how much they've turned the games around for us. We still have some pummels left. So I think if we had the extra pulverize here, I think this matchup gets a lot easier. We just like really just take cards from deck and we just put pressure. We still have a lot of our armor, which is really good. We want to be careful about Civic Steps in this matchup because he can just go sledge off of 3 cards if we give Civic Steps at the wrong time, and that's like a 3-card 12, which is brutal. Maybe it might have been a misplay on their part by test of iron gripping at the wrong time, but I don't know. I would rather him have the Righteous Cleansing than Diggin. Diggin is just so much block value. Especially for, like, we can't really abuse toughness the way they can. Cool. This lets us go, yep. It's chest, and then Arsenal, a pummel. This card's not great, but it's effectively Thunderquake with Dominate. So that's cool. It's Red Macho Grande, which is, like, good enough. I would have preferred if we were able to pummel this. That would have been really sick, but such is life. I think we're starting to fall behind a little bit on cards here with the remembrances, but we are putting pressure on them. I would like to set up here, but I don't think we get the opportunity to, really. If we lose Leyline at this point in the game, it's not a huge deal. They're pretty low. If they want to like overblock this, that's totally cool with me. And then we just get full tempo back to pummel something. Because we should be drawing some... We are like kind of in our mess of reds here, but I think we're getting closer to the ends of it. But getting to pummel this is sick. He will just go 1-card sledge, which is a bummer. And then we go 2 cards, block 6. We're kind of hitting our pitch deck now. I think our rouses weren't pitch decked super well, which is kind of a bummer because like maybe I should like block with a Terror Sunder instead, but I don't know. I think Terror Sunder's so good. Here. 1 damage. We lost the clash. Okay, we can kind of set up now though. Sure, he's gonna go. Okay, I don't know if I agree with setting the Cranial Crush. Only block. I guess we can only. Yeah, he can use Confidence this way. I want to send Aftershock still. And I think I have like. I don't know if I have any more big red threats at this point in the deck. But on hit, this is a Surge, and then I can Eruption for a set of Surges from Arsenal still. I do have on-demand Dominate when I need it. He's getting very low. He's got 1 charge left on Boots in the boards and 1 Tunic left. I still have a blue pummel left in the deck, I believe. Remembers twice. I have a red pummel left. That's good. That's really important. Like, those are kind of how we're going to take these matchups, is just, like, pummeling them to death. That's why I've been a big fan of having the blue pummel. It's just an extra extender. Cool. So he wins the clash. He's got a pummel. Or he's got pulverized, but we've got pummel. And I think I would rather have the pummel than the pulverized at this moment. You know what? I lied. I'm so sorry, guys. I would rather have the pulverized. But we'll sink below, and we're going to try to find something better. This kind of works. I talked a little bit before about forks. This is a really good example of a fork we can put our opponent in. We have 2 floating. We can. He knows we have a pummel. He's seen the pummel. We can pummel him here, or we can play our instant out. So he has to block 10, or we just we set ourselves up for next turn. So it's pummel's one of the the best cards for these forks. Still have our last blue pummel left in deck too. So he's going to go in the palm. Sure, to draw a card. I'll happily make a surge. I think this is actually like, I guess we always make a surge when we cast Aftershock. Sure, he's going to go up to 9. Try to get his value out. And I say that's fine. He's going to Test of Iron Grip me here. We win, thank God. And then I make my surges. He's going to go block here. And I'm happy to give him Civic Steps here because he's going to be in a very awkward spot. Now I'm setting 8 Dominate. He has to block this, but he's going to get pummeled anyway. I still have Machos left in the deck to end the game. This isn't like ending the game. I could send Disable here, but like I don't think Disable makes sense because of... I guess you could send Disable and then Arsenal a Macho. Probably maybe a better line. I would also have Dominate, so it's 1 less point. Go probably pay to boots. Here. We have our Grandeur left. Yeah, I'm curious what the next turn looks like, because it'll be 1 less damage, full deal, and then we would have a Macho in Arsenal. Which is probably a better spot. But I think if we don't, I don't know, we may not be able to cast or rouse. Do that, but... Alright, so we're going to put him to 2. We're going to make him lose a card. He didn't pay into boots, which is interesting. I guess he has to like swing hammer back, so he can't pay into boots. Makes sense. He doesn't have to give up Tunic here. Or boots. He has to give up 1, but not the other. This is awkward. I'm going to sink below and try to find something like a little bit better. No, okay, never mind. So yeah, having the Rouse here would have been actually like, or the Macho here would have been gigasick. So we then 4, and then we can try to cheese him. I think we do try to cheese him here, but he's got life gain. So we say, okay, fine. You want to go to 1? I'll kill you. That's our Macho on top though, and it's a staunch, so he will say that's fine. We put him back to 2. And we're able to block, go to 2. We can block some armor here if we wanted to. But this will put us to 4 surges. So we can go Macho. I don't have to, yeah, I can just have Macho pitching Cranial and then Arsenaling a Macho. Oh no, I like this better. This is actually like way smarter. It's in Cranial. We know he's got a Staunch on top too. This is so smart. I'm such a good gamer sometimes. Because we don't always have... This is conditional. Dominate on Cranial. So, like, using that while we can is much better. And we're at the awkward part where we can't really cast Rouse anymore. If we ever wanted to tear, we maybe could. But now we just go... He's effectively... Yeah, he's out of armor. So, like, this Macho should win the game. We can do tears on Baby Hammer and try to win the game, but like this is the W here. So this is like a really grindy matchup. If you're not comfortable in Fatigue, this is a really tough matchup. But the more you play these like long, grindy Guardian games, the better you'll be. So he's just like in a little bit more, I think he's got like 12 or something cards left in deck. We'll highlight our deck in a second, I think. Yeah, so we're both, no one wins the clash here. Take a look, he's at effectively 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 2 cards in pitch. Okay, well, sorry, I guess I didn't look at my deck, but I don't have very much left. But thank you guys for watching. I am so excited for Pen, and I can't wait to see what we do next.